fall and we are in November. Are you wondering what the real estate market in Denver is doing? Well, stick around because we're going to tell you all about it, and it's good information. So it's another great day in Denver. I'm Michelle Wise.
And I'm Cheryl Crown.
And we are living in Denver, Colorado. If you're thinking about making the move to Denver, or maybe you already live within the Denver metro area and you want to move within it, then you've come to the right place.
Because Michelle and I live here, we can give you the inside scoop on everything Denver. So please be sure to subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you're the first one to know the next time we drop a new video.
Yep, while we do love making these videos, we are real estate agents in Colorado, so we need to let you know that. But we make these videos to inform you. So if you are wanting more information, or maybe you are ready to make the move, then make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All of our information is down below.
Yep, and Michelle and I get calls and emails and texts every day, and we personally respond to each and every one. So regardless of your time frame, we've totally got you covered. So with that, let's check out the market.
Yep. So, like I said in the intro, we are in November. It's fall. Typically that time of year in real estate, we see a major decline in just the market. We see, a lot of people moving in the summer, in the spring, getting ready for that summer big move so that kids are in schools, in place before schools start. But then kind of around, the end of summer, we really start to see a little dip. That's the traditional market. And as you all probably know, if you're home shopping, there is nothing traditional right now across the board regarding the real estate market, whether you're here in Colorado or in New York, California, Timbuktu, it doesn't matter. It's crazy. We can just throw all those old rules out the book because nothing is applying like it has in years in past.
Absolutely, and I think because we still have such a small supply of properties for sale, it's keeping values higher, it's getting a little bit better for buyers, and we'll go through some of these statistics to kind of fill you in on what we think is happening and why, but yeah, it's definitely unique.
Yeah, and with the interest rates where they are, yes, they've come down a little bit, so that is one thing that kind of happened this past month. They did drop. The feds didn't raise the rates, so they stabilized a little bit, which then in turn had the mortgage interest rates decline just a smidge, but every little bit helps when you're a buyer, so that's good news. But you couple that weird anomaly with the fact that we still have such a high demand and limited inventory, it's kind of causing a little bit of craziness.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we've had houses sell in 72 hours recently above asking. It just depends on the listing, and
then there's other ones that we see on the market that we're taking buyers to that have been sitting for 72 days.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
Why? Who knows? I mean, we wish we all had a crystal ball to tell us, but there's not a lot of rhyme or reason across the board, but that's where we have the ability and the expertise to kind of dig in and dive in and kind of figure out why, so that if you're looking for a home, that's why it's important to have a trusted real estate advisor, because we can help sort through all these weird little things that are going on in the market right now.
Yeah, and there's definitely deals to be had right now on the flip side of, 72 hours and over ask. So yeah, we'd love to be able to help you with that for sure.
So should we dive into some numbers?
Yeah, let's do it. So all these statistics, it's November, but these are reflective of what happened in the month of October. So the median sales price actually increased almost 1% to $575,000. So that's year over year. So basically, the house that you bought in October of 2022 is 1% greater in value, well, potentially in October 2023. So
yeah, and that's lower than it's been in years.
Yes.
If you think about it. I mean, we saw this rapid increase in valuation of 7, 10, 12% appreciation rates. But I don't think that should scare homeowners away, because
it's still appreciating.
It's still appreciating,
and it goes against, like, a lot of people are saying, oh, my property value is declining, and that's just not the case.
No, we can't keep having those 10, 12% appreciation rates. And honestly, this rate, even for some people, if you look at other investment opportunities, a lot of people have lost money with everything that's going on in other avenues of investment. So it's still, real estate is still a good investment financially speaking. And I think we all wish we had a crystal ball, but I think that these numbers will continue to go up.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about prices dropping. Again, we've talked about this before. I don't see that. I see a correction, and that's what these numbers show.
Right. It's just like a stabilization.
Yes.
Instead of this, it's doing more like this.
Yeah, but it's not dropping the way people are potentially thinking or hoping.
Exactly. As far as active listings go, it's about 0.5% greater than last year. So 6,886 active listings on the market. So that's still pretty consistent. And the fact that it's up, considering that interest rates are higher than they were a year ago, is also an interesting statistic, because a lot of people aren't selling and a lot of people aren't buying because of the interest rates. And a lot of people don't want to leave their 2.8% interest rate and buy a new home at 7%. But if you have to, if you get a new job, or you have a marital status change, or whatever the case may be, so it doesn't really seem to be impacting too negatively.
No, I mean, honestly, this number, October's been the peak year for the number of active listings in all of 2023. So right now we have more active listings on the market than we have in any other month in this calendar year. So that means buyers are having choice, and they're being able to leverage a little bit more and ask for things because that inventory is a little bit higher, and it's actually the highest amount of inventory we've had since July of 2014.
Right.
So that's 9 years, the most choice buyers have had to buy a house in almost 10 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, and I think it's a positive change or trend. I think that it's, when things get too far, one way or the other, it creates problems for sellers or buyers. And when it's a balanced market, it's more of a fair environment, and you can have your inspections done, and you don't have to offer escalation clauses and that type of thing. So,
and I think this is even a positive thing for sellers too, because most sellers are buying somewhere else, whether it's here in Colorado or moving out of state.
Yeah.
It's still leaning more to that, like Cheryl said, balanced piece of the market, which in turn benefits everybody in the long run.
Absolutely. Average days on market is pretty comparable to last year. It's only 16 days. Last year it was 17 days. So again, that's indicative of, some are sitting for 70 and some are sitting for 2. It just depends on the listing, and it doesn't really always make sense.
And that goes to making sure that you're pricing your house properly.
Right.
Not because you think that it's worth a certain amount. It's actually reading the market and letting us help guide you with that, because we want you to get the most bang for your buck, the most money out of your house. But there is a strong sign there that pricing your house properly when it first comes on the market, not trying to reach for the sky and then maybe doing a price reduction.
Exactly.
It's the importance of actually pricing it properly to begin with, taking all the information that's out there and coming to a sound decision, rather than just thinking, you want to price it for X because you want to push the market. That will bite you now. That will totally bite you now.
And 9 times out of 10, if your house is sitting for more than a couple weeks, it's because it's overpriced. I mean,
that's sound solid advice.
Yeah, exactly. And then weeks of inventory has actually gone up a week, so we have 10 weeks of inventory on the market. Again, I think we've mentioned a healthy market is almost 6 months of inventory, so we're heading in the right direction that way, but it's still slim pickings.
Yeah, but I think with that, houses are still moving pretty quick, but for buyers, that definitely means don't wait.
Right.
Make an offer now and ask for a concession, ask for a price adjustment, ask for things on your repairs, on your inspections. That's gonna give you the ability to get in now, because prices, I don't see prices dropping drastically, ever. I mean, unless there's something horrible that happens in the world. So you're better to take the bull by the horns now and make that offer and just ask. Because again, there's more inventory now. Sellers understand that they may have to make some concessions, and that's where you go, and that's where your power lies now in being a buyer, regardless of interest rates. A lot of that can be you're buying the house for a fair price now instead of when interest rates were lower. Don't wait is basically what it means.
Yeah, and the other aspect is people are selling because they have to, not because they're choosing to. So they have a motivation, which it also gives buyers a better opportunity to negotiate.
Yep, for sure.
Yep. We wanted to share this with you because we thought this was just an awesome tidbit of information, and it's regarding waiting. We would never advise any of our clients to wait. If you have the ability to buy a home and you have the money set aside and you have the credit and the ability to afford the monthly payment, it's never a bad time to buy. And take a listen to this.
Yeah, so this is something we came across and it speaks volumes, and there's a ton of truth in this, and this is just kind of an eye-opener, like a shock
Reality.
to understand. So in 1971, the interest rate for a mortgage was 7.33%. Okay, so that's close to where we are now, right? Give or take a little bit. So if that same buyer in 1971 would have waited for the interest rates to go down and said, I'm just gonna wait till they come down and buy at that point, they wouldn't have been able to purchase a home until 1993. So the rates stayed at that or went higher
for
all the
22
way,
years.
for 22 years. So you would have rented a house while you were waiting for 22 years for those rates to go down. And meanwhile, the value of all of this real estate quadrupled. So think about that. You waited to save, you paid all this rent, and then you finally buy and you're paying 4 times what you would have paid at 7.33% in 1971. So that speaks for itself. I mean, that's just financial common sense.
Absolutely.
And again, you know, if rates do go down next year, next month, next 5 years, whatever, you can refinance. Yes, there's a little bit of a cost to that, but the important thing is that, you know, the phrase right now we're hearing out there is date the rate, marry the house, because the house is what you are going to create your memories in and have fun and enjoy life in, whereas the rate is
Temporary.
Yeah, and you can change that. It's adjustable. You can change that when you are ready for it. So
Absolutely. So that's a
a
wrap. I think that's pretty much all of it. So hope you enjoyed this. Let us know if you have any comments or any suggestions for future videos. We'd love to hear from you.
Yep, and all of our contact information is below, so please subscribe, give us comments, call us, text us, email us, whatever you want. We're here for any questions.
Yes.
And of course, you know, we're here for you if you're ready to make the move to Denver, Colorado.
Absolutely. Come join us. Share the love.